Welcome, all you wonderful people, to Orali Talk, an exploration of the frontier between the oral world and the literate digital one. I am your host, Brett Matthews, and today I am delighted to be able to introduce Roheena Ali Shah as our first guest. She was born in a small village at a river junction in Baltistan, a linguistic region of the Himalayan Pakistan. She grew up in the nearby city of Skardu and was the first girl in her village to go on to higher education in Islamabad. There she pursued the most contrarian field of research imaginable, gender studies, with a focus on disabled women in entrepreneurship. After stints at the Moja Foundation and the Aga Khan Rural Support Program, she now works at the Economic Transformation Initiative at the region of Gilgit-Baltistan. Recently, I sat down with Roheena in Toronto, and we talked about the situation of women in her country, the situation of speakers of minority languages like Balti, and some good practices and opportunities that can enable women there to make progress. Girls are half of the world's population, and just thinking about your part of the world,
Okay.
Are women poor? Are there a lot of poor women in your part of the world? And if so, what makes them poor, and what would have to change in order for them to be less poor?
Yeah. First, we need to identify what is the meaning of poor, right?
Okay.
For me and you, what is the poverty, and for them, what is the poverty?
Yeah.
And then, if we see as a global indicator, yes, women in my region are poor because they don't have access to health, they don't have access to education, they don't have access to inheritance right, they don't have access to economic opportunities, right?
What is the difference in terms of mobility for a woman versus mobility for a man?
Yeah. Okay. Women are confined to their house. They're
confined.
They are confined, and they are not supposed to go outside without any reason. For instance, if I say without any reason, then it means if she is working the field on her land, not on her land but the family's land, she's okay.
Okay.
But if she's going to the market to get some stuff for herself, this is not important work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if she's going to the school, if she's going to the university, then that's not that much important.
Okay.
And she should be at her home, and she needs to work at home because the outside region, the public sphere is not safe for her.
Okay.
Now, why it is not safe for her?
Okay.
Yeah. Now, why it is not safe for her? When we ask somebody like, why you don't allow your daughter to go to the school, go to the university, go to the offices, they always like, they are not safe places for women. Oh, why? Why it is? We need to understand it. That is because of the men, because they are harassing those women, right? So we need to confine those men who are harassing these women, not the women, right?
That would seem more sensible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens to a woman who says, well, I don't care what you think, I'm just going to go out?
Yeah, then she's not a good woman.
Oh, okay.
She's not fitting the definition that we have in Pakistan. Like, a good woman should be like this. What I mean by this, she should be a good wife, an obedient wife, right? An obedient daughter, and an obedient sister. And if she stay at home, she's a good woman. And if she do all the work without any complaining, right? She's a good woman. And if she says, no, this culture is not good for women, and it's not good for me, I need to go outside, I need to get education, then that woman is a rebellion woman, right? She is not a good woman.
In the West, we have this association of religious leaders as being very strict and very fundamentalist very often. But it seems as if you've found ways to work with some religious leaders in this environment. Can you tell me how religious leaders can help you to advance gender equality in Pakistan, and what you've been doing to try to make that work?
Yeah. So, we can't say all religious leaders are not progressive,
Okay.
and we can't say either that all religious leaders are not fundamental, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So what I want to say is there are few religious leaders who are progressive and who can understand it. Okay, we should work towards gender equality, because in Islam, you know, you can have the example of Hazrat Khadija, who started her business, you know, and who was the owner of her business, and she helped a lot to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? So there are many examples like Hazrat Khadija in Islam. So these progressive religious leaders are there, and what we need to do as a development practitioner, we need to reach out them. And yeah, of course, we need to have some discussions around gender equality, and then we should be very clear that we need to understand the context as well, right? We can't say that, okay, I am a radical feminist and I am now talking a religious leader and I want to inject my radical feminist theory into his. No, it's not possible. We need to understand the context, and we need to understand the religious things which are there, which is pro-woman, and you should read those and then go to the religious leader and then talk to them, and then you can say, yeah, there are some verses and they can agree, they will agree, oh, definitely they will agree. And in my case, when I was working with the religious leaders, they were progressive, and when I talked to them, they said, yeah, this isn't religion. And then after 1 and 2 and 3 discussion, they were willing to come on media and they talked on women's rights, right? And there were few religious leaders who basically wrote some drama script for us, right? And we played some dramas as well. So I mean, there are few people who are there, who are our hope, and we can work with them. And in Pakistan, there's a patriarchal structure, and another one is religious context.
A patriarchal structure on one hand and a religious structure on the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So to shake patriarchal structure, we need the progressive religious leaders who can basically help us to shake that patriarchal structure. Because if I will go in front of those people who truly believe on patriarchal structures, and if I say, no, there are women, they won't believe me, they won't listen me, right? And if that sentence, that statement, if a religious leader tell them, they will agree, they will follow that, yeah?